selling is all about storytelling. Storytelling has been a critical skill that has been impacted or put across all this 10 years I've been with Equity. And the component of culture is critical because when you have a process or a way of doing things, then of course leadership is part of that. My name is Harriet Wanjiku Kariuki. I run a business called the AfriJob Network, AfriJob for short, where we build management teams for companies. We've been working with over 200 companies across 12 markets with Kenya, Egypt, Nigeria, and South Africa as some of the markets we operate in. My journey with Equity did not just start right now. It started 10 years ago when I joined them as part of the Equity Leaders Program, where I was working with them, being one of the top scholars in Kirinyaga County. So I studied at Kabare Girls High School and I graduated, got a top grade, I got an A, was top of my county, and joined the Equity Leadership Program, where we were working with the bank, getting to work with customers. I was in Kirinyaga branch. And that was my true experience working with a business, understanding what it takes to ensure that you're able to empower your customers. Equity is known to really be working with the smallholder farmers, working with small businesses, ensuring that they have the right type of financial ability to be able to scale either their businesses or just their own well-being. So working there was a very enlightening moment because I really got to understand what it takes to build a business very early on. During that period of time, I also was able to take part of their global program, where they were introducing us different exciting opportunities across markets such as the US, China, Japan, some of these exciting places that you would like your child to even study abroad to. But most of us had never heard of some of these universities. So being part of the program enabled us to know how to tell our story so that we can be able to really get a chance to participate in some of these global institutions. So I applied to multiple universities. I got into Harvard University, where I studied government, or they call it political science here sometimes, and also East Asian studies. So for me, it was really interesting to have a chance to be part of the world power, especially from an economy point of view. And I really had a chance to get my hands dirty. So I studied in Korea in a university called Hakyo, which is a women's college. That was a great opportunity for me to get to understand the culture of the country. Also got a chance to study in Japan, where I studied with the Princeton program in a place called Ishikawa or Kanazawa. And that was also a great opportunity because I remember my host parents were rice farmers. And when you think about Japan, the first thing that comes to your head is like Toyotas and like manufacturing countries and all these different things. But when I really had a chance to get into this southern part of Japan, where my host parents were rice farmers, I woke up in the morning and went to grow rice. I come from a tea farming area, and I saw the discipline, I saw how they were able to use technology, really, progressive aspects of smallholder farmers, and how they were empowered when it comes to just ensuring that their grains were getting to their markets faster. So getting really in touch with economies beyond just what you read in paper was a very significant part of my journey. I ended up graduating from university and went to study in China, where I did my master's in Peking University under the Yenqing Scholars, which is a government-given scholarship to top students across different countries. And that was a chance for me to also connect with people who really cared about understanding this new market called China. So I had a chance to study finance and business, getting to understand what it takes to see Chinese businesses participate in the global economy. I actually ended up studying in the Alibaba Business School, where they provide you a lot of insights when it comes to what it takes for a business like them to become whatever they are right now and their dream, which is very critical in terms of their journey when it comes to transforming the ecosystem globally. What I learned from my journey in China and Japan and all these countries that I traveled and studied in was what it took for people to build, some of these craziest ideas that are now, as we say, billion-dollar businesses. So with that journey itself, I came back home. I was very excited to be part of what I saw and how, what everyone deems as the last frontier market, which is where we're seeing a lot of opportunities for change and impact. So I came back, I built a business with my co-founder who I met at Harvard University, and we studied together at Peking University. And AfriJob was born to really enable businesses to have access to talent. Some of the most impactful lessons that I have learned across the Equity Leadership Program have been connected to skills. And the most important skills for me across the board have been soft skills. We call them human skills. And the core one is storytelling. Selling is all about storytelling. And I know a lot of people will agree that James Mwangi is a great storyteller. And some of the things that you're able to see whenever he's telling his story or telling the equity story, we all know the journey of equity, and now look at them, they are in several markets. So storytelling has been a critical skill that has been put across all this 10 years I've been with Equity. Even now as a business owner, we have to constantly tell our story to our customers, we have to tell our story to our investors, we have to tell our story to every single aspect, so even to your own talent, right? You have to constantly tell them why they need to remain in your business, why they need to join you. And then the second part is leadership. Leadership, as now a co-founder, I have really understood the importance of having good managers. And as I highlighted, I had a chance to work very early, in a business that had processes, and a lot of management is empowering your team or empowering your employees to be able to perform above and beyond by providing the right type of resources, providing the right type of skills if they need to, so they're able to become the best versions of themselves. And I saw that across the board. Even the entire Equity Leadership Program is a model of bringing in people who just graduated from Form 4. What it takes to be able to transform someone who just graduated to become such an impactful component of the team is pure processes and management. So definitely what I'm learning right now as a small business holder or a startup that has a very big vision is to build processes and then to empower teams. And the component of culture is critical, because when you have a process or a way of doing things, then of course leadership is part of that. When I looked at models such as Alibaba, their model of leadership is really focused on specific KPIs. Every manager in the organization has a specific value KPI. So their job is to ensure that people are aligned or connected or providing a value add when it comes to the culture. It's no longer micromanagement as like the way of managing. It's really ensuring that you're providing the right type of professionalism environment, ensuring that people have the right type of innovation, ecosystem for them to become better versions of themselves. When it comes to the AfriJob network, our aspiration is very clear. In terms of our mission, we are aiming to empower every company with top talent in Africa and beyond. The moment we're in 12 plus markets in Africa, we want to really transform the game for businesses across Africa to be able to attract, as I highlighted, top talent across their technical teams and managerial teams. So to achieve this, we are building a platform to enable organizations to be able to, as I highlighted, communicate their brand to prospective hires. And as a result, we're looking at bringing on board thousands of employers across Africa, and therefore really provide a better landscape or a better candidate experience when it comes to people applying to opportunities across different organizations. My message to young people is very clear. It's to look at what you're doing at the moment and start measuring it from an impact point of view as you build processes around the same. And one day, because it's always consistency times luck equals success. There's an element of luck across the board, but you have to be consistent for the luck to hit you, and be prepared is equals to success. So be consistent, disciplined at what you do, measure some of this aspect that you're doing in terms of the impact that you're able to do. I'm able to sell 10 chapatis today, and I'll increase that to 100 chapatis in a month. That is true impact and measurable growth. And with that, you can be able to tell your story better to your customers, to your potential employees, to your potential supplier, employer, because you are actually able to measure some of these things that you do on a day-to-day basis.